Weakening your partner only diminishes the support you could have had. I'll never understand people that think that it's a sign of strength to destroy the person that they claim that they love. This is why narcissists will never win. A lot of people that choose to not heal, people that choose to do evil acts on people that did not deserve it, you better believe that the people that hurt you without a cause, they're going to be suffering tremendously. And even if you don't see it today, it's a thing about life where events unfold and it creates this domino effect. So every action that they've done eventually is going to go back to them one way or another. And it's going to come down in such a beautiful way that you will never see it coming. And you know they damn sure won't see it coming themselves. So the best thing you could do is to not stress over the narcissist or anybody that's been abusive to you. Weakening your partner only diminishes the support that you could have had. And this is what a lot of abusive people don't understand. Abusive people tend to have highly narcissistic and psychopathic traits. And I'm not gonna go into you gotta make sure you diagnose them and whatever people say. Look, I don't care what diagnosis or whatever. Look, I'm simply speaking about abusive personalities, people that are abusive, people that choose to not heal, people that have made the decision to be evil for no reason and to hurt those that they deem is a weaker target. Abusers are the biggest cowards on this planet because they seek good people to destroy. They seek the vulnerable. They seek those that don't even deserve the mistreatment that they dish out. So I have absolutely no respect for those individuals, the abusers of this world. And with that being said, one thing I'll never understand is how some people think that abusing someone is a sign of strength. Belittling them, disrespecting, talking down, diminishing the worth of another individual, especially a person that they claim that they love. You can't make me understand a lot of the stupidity of this world, a lot of the injustices that happen to people that don't even deserve it. And then meanwhile, we look from where we're sitting and seeing it appears like the wicked are being blessed. But little do you know, those blessings can be a curse in disguise. But you know how some people say that curse or that misfortune was like a blessing in disguise, right? Well, there's also a thing called, it's like a curse in disguise. Meaning that whatever good may seem to be coming to those that that have done a lot of wrong, a lot of times that can come disguised as that so-called blessing can come disguised as a curse. How does that happen? Well, one thing I could say, here's an example. A quick example is when somebody decides that they want to leave you for somebody that has more money, right? Only to find out that the richer and the more wealthier they became, the harder it has been for them to find true love. You might have been the type of person that really, truly, genuinely loves people, but they decided they wanted to walk out on you, drop you, you're not valuable, you're nothing. They could just do better, right? Find somebody that they deem is superior to you. They threw away the diamond for some rubbish. And so they thought, they can do better, and come to find out that the wealthier they became, you may think this person's getting blessed. They got all this money. They became richer over the years. Come to find out they're miserable as hell, even with all that money, because they can't find anybody that really wants to love them. And damn near every single person they encounter only wants them for their money, and they end up getting robbed, whether it's through the relationships or friendships that they have, they realize that nobody really loves them. You gotta understand there's a tremendous amount of pain from feeling like nobody loves you. The deprivation of love is a real thing, and it can severely affect the human being. It can cause depression and anxiety, especially to someone that at one point was used to being loved by someone that's genuine, someone who has empathy. They're going to always remember that person that didn't care how much money they had, what they did or didn't have. They're not going to care about that, you know? They're going to remember that person that really loved them for who they are. But the only way that you could find such a person is if everybody thinks you're broke. Or if everybody, maybe not broke, but if everybody thinks that you're just somebody making average income. Because the moment you make more money, it's going to be hard to find real people. And I provided that example to illustrate the point that although if somebody who hurt you, if it looks like they're doing good, you better believe you don't know what's really going on. And what you need to understand is that materialism does not equal happiness. There are wealthy people that have a lot of money. They're miserable. They don't have love. They don't have peace. They could be in a miserable marriage or relationship with somebody that they're not compatible with, somebody that doesn't appreciate them, somebody that lacks empathy, compassion, and really doesn't care about how they feel or what they're thinking about. There's people with money that are in relationships with people that they're not even connected to on any level. No emotional investing whatsoever. It's just pure materialism, vainglory, and to make themselves seem like the perfect couple, like a celebrity. It's like a celebrity relationship. There's no love there. It's just transactional. The moment the money goes, so does the partner. So again, do not look at what other people have going on thinking that they have it better than you, because you have no idea. They could be more miserable than you and you would never know, because you're looking at your empty pockets. You're not looking at the empty hearts of those who have pockets full of money. You'll be surprised. It is a lot easier for a poor person to find love than for a rich person. And I absolutely believe that wholeheartedly, And with that being said, one thing that I'll never understand is those who want to weaken their partner. There's people, and by weakening, I mean, like, here's some examples. This can go both ways in both genders. A man that belittles his woman, a woman that emasculates her man. There is no strength behind these actions whatsoever. Some people, abusive people, get a kick out of hurting people for no reason, making you feel like complete garbage, And so they don't realize, I don't think abusers realize that by them beating their partner down in every area of their lives, they're actually diminishing the support that's being provided to them. That's why I don't get it. That's how you know all their actions is pure impulse, illogical, irrational way of thinking. And it's just purely diabolical. They get a sick pleasure out of it. It's like there's nothing to gain. Think about it. If there's nothing to gain, what is the point of being abusive? That's because they're demonic. And you have to understand that abusive people are demonic because there is nothing to gain. The more they beat down, let's say, the more a woman emasculates a man, it's going to affect that man's mental health. His finances will crumble. He can't perform as well mentally at the job or whatever he's doing. Physically, he's not going to have the energy to work out, so he's going to be out of shape. He's going to, if his job is labor intensive, he's not going to be able to work as hard as he did at one point. So what is this toxic female gaining out of beating her man down? There's nothing to gain other than that sick satisfaction that she gets from having control over him. Now, let's flip it to the victim being of a woman. What does a man gain from beating down his woman emotionally, physically, and mentally? Whether or not there is the physical part added to it, the mental part will always be affected, no matter what, as long as the abuse is taking place. And so what does he gain out of it? She's not going to feel attractive enough to really express her affection to him. So there's not this, it's going to decrease her sex drive. It's going to decrease the affection. There's going to be no connection, obviously. She can't confide in someone that is abusive. And like, she's not going to be as sharp as she was before and as attentive, because she becomes so disgusted by the man that she once loved that she can't even do it anymore. She can no longer do the things that she enjoyed doing for her man anymore. That joy is gone. The joy of cooking dinner, keeping everything in line in the house, or maybe she has a job as well, and the joy of maybe every now and then, getting a gift for her man on his birthday or for Father's Day or whatever the occasion is. Sometimes there's no joy behind anything. No joy in sharing the affection of being intimate. The intimacy would definitely be negatively impacted. So what does a man gain from beating his woman down? She cannot speak words of encouragement to him. She cannot really, you know what I mean? And you know what the saddest part about all this is? Good men and women that are in abusive situations, in a romantic dynamic, as much as they get beat down by their partners, it's like they are so, I guess, how do I say it? They have so much grace because they're going through that confusion of, this can't be my partner. This can't be the man or the woman that I've met in the beginning. There's absolutely no way. The denial is real because nobody wants to believe that they've been fooled like that. No one wants to throw away something that, could have seemed like it was very promising. And then if you add religion to it, it gets even worse because they teach you about forgiveness. It's beat down your head as your partner beats you down. And that is not good. I feel like you guys, sometimes you just got to keep religion out of certain things. Abuse is abuse, and we need to spread awareness about that. And one thing that, like I said, I would never understand about abusers is that the act of them, it's like they get this, like, they rejoice at your pain. They enjoy hearing you cry. They love destroying every bit of you, bit by bit. They enjoy it because, like I said, and like I provided in the examples previously, what is there for them to gain? Like, when all they're doing is diminishing you, what do they get out of that? They get pleasure from your pain, which means that they are demonic. They are ruled by demonic spirits. They have too much darkness inside them. They're pretty much far gone. And if you are in a situation like that, you have to start figuring out an escape plan. No more worrying about, I don't want to, I really thought that was the one. I never wanted to leave this person. I always wanted to have this perfect relationship, perfect marriage. Ain't no such thing as a perfect relationship. And if you are in an abusive relationship, you damn sure ain't nowhere near a perfect one. So forget all that about trying to have this perfect thing going on, because the reality is that we live in a very wicked world and it's getting crazy out here. And a lot of good people are trapped with demonic creatures that, like I said, there's nothing to be gained messing with your money, messing with your mind, breaking your heart. What does a woman gain from messing with a man's finances and emasculating him, yanking his balls? What does that woman gain out of doing that to her own man, her own husband, her own, fiance or whoever, right? What does she gain out of that? What is the point? Control and power makes her wet. Control, power, and abusiveness makes her wetter than making love to that man. That just shows how demonic and demented she is. And if you are in that situation, you need to leave. What does a man gain from beating his woman down, whether it's mentally, emotionally, or physically, or all the above? What does he gain out of lowering her self-esteem, body shaming, even if she's beautiful? Because you'll be surprised. You got beautiful women that think they're ugly because of certain men that they've encountered. They're not really men, they're males, or the way that they've been treated. It reduces the sex drive, therefore there's less sex. Therefore, he uses that as an excuse to cheat, and then the cheating alone is going to destroy her slowly the more she takes this person back, because they think that forgiving them means to take them back, because they've been trained probably from childhood to think a certain way, or maybe they subscribe to a certain religion that keeps them in a toxic dynamic because it shames them from leaving a relationship. That usually happens a lot with women. Women are pushed to put up with abuse because of, oh, you need to forgive that man, or oh, he's just being a man. That's not being a man. When people say that, a man being a complete a-hole, an abusive a-hole, and they say, well, he's just doing, or him being, him putting your health at risk by cheating, because you don't know where he's at or what he's doing. That's putting you at risk, and you don't deserve that. As if you've been a good woman to this man, so it's so many different things, and this could happen to the good men as well. When the whole disease thing, there's so many diseases running rampant. It is completely ridiculous to say that, to not put these actions to shame is what I'm saying. Those actions they need to be put to shame, but people make excuses for it, or they expect good people to put up with bullshit. There's a reason why good people get hurt a lot. A lot of times they get targeted, and I speak in terms of they, because I'm talking about good people that are not aware of their value. I have grown aware of my own value, and many other great people have as well. And so I make this video to spread the awareness of knowing your value, knowing your worth, because nobody else, you don't want to put your sense of self-worth in the hands of someone else, especially not an abusive person, So I say all that to say that be aware of who's in your life. Don't allow anybody to be in your ear when it comes to, shaming you from leaving an abusive situation. We have to get to a point where we think for ourselves, and we can't keep allowing people to abuse our empathy. We can't keep allowing people to love bomb us back into that abusive cycle. Enough is enough. You have to put your foot down. And sometimes you're going to end up losing people, and that's fine. That's a blessing in disguise. Them leaving you, blessing in disguise. And then them leaving you, thinking they found something better, is a curse in disguise, because I'm telling you, those who left you out to die are going to end up dying soon. And it may not be as soon as you would expect, but the process of dying slowly begins the moment that they cross a good man or woman. Because Good men and women have become a rarity in today's world. And you better believe that they're going to realize that when they start dealing with people that they believe is better than you, especially the way that they've dealt with you. If they've been abusive to you, they're going to remember every single moment that they've abused you or hurt you. Every time they're around those that they deem was superior to you, only to find out that those people ain't shit just like them. And with that being said, I thank you for listening, and God bless.